So I'm sure you've all heard the news by now, and I thought I would just come on here and kind of just talk about my personal thoughts on it, and also my whole thing of where I stand on all of this now. And basically, we're going to talk about the announcement of, you know, this announcement's been out for over a week now. It's nothing new. Of basically, the director of Barbarian has been announced to direct a new Resident Evil reboot. Now I'm going to say this right now, and this is going to be the crux of this film. I mean, of this video, excuse me. I'm just going to say this right now. If this movie fails, because you have basically got the perfect guy, the only guy you could have gotten that would be better would be like the director of The Sadness, who is doing a Crossed movie or TV series. I've heard two different things if the Crossed adaptation is going to be a movie or TV series. But the director of The Sadness, that movie from, I think it was was it Korean or Japanese horror film? I cannot remember. But yeah, if you've ever seen that horror movie, The Sadness, it's basically Crossed the movie, so that was kind of perfect. But that was the person I would have gotten for a Resident Evil movie, or fucking, there were only a small list. And it's sad we'll never get George A. Romero's Resident Evil. I think would it have been good or not? I don't know. I've heard. I can't wait to watch the documentary on it. But you got the director of Barbarian, and I haven't seen his latest movie, Companion, but I've heard nothing but really good things about it. So if you Hollywood, come here. If you fail this time with a Resident Evil live-action movie, when you have arguably the best director you could have gotten at the time to direct a Resident Evil movie, no more Resident Evil movies. That's it. Done. I don't think, if we fail this time, or if like Hollywood fails this time around on this franchise, I'm just going to be of the mindset of mankind was never meant to make a live-action Resident Evil movie. That's all I can say, is that clearly mankind is unable to handle such a feat of any kind, because clearly we cannot in any way, shape, or form be able to make what is easily one of the easiest forms of horror ever, because we keep trying to put our dick in it and thinking like, oh no, this is how you should make it. I'm a big shot movie writer. I know better than the game developers or the fans. I'm just gonna put my dick in it real quick and make it weird, because between whatever the hell Paul W.S. Anderson was making, whatever the hell that Netflix show was, and whatever the fuck Welcome to Raccoon City was, at no point have we ever made a Resident Evil live-action adaptation of anything and make it work. Because it's so simple. I don't know how you make something so simple, so complex. Like, you have to, make it, overcomplicate it for no other reason other than we just like the name brand and we're going to do whatever we want. That's my problem. And again, we are living in an era where video game adaptations are getting better. We're still trapped in a lot of bad ones. Like I said, for every Sonic the Hedgehog or Last of Us or a few others. I know there's 3 more out there that are really good, but there's still a mountain of shitty game movies and adaptations that have done nothing to justify it. So, yeah. Now, I think the route this would work, the best route you can go now, because here's the thing. I think it's just pointless to try to do anything in Raccoon City or anything of that era. Don't even bother. You can mention them in this movie, like Chris, Leon, everyone else, or Jill and everyone else. But here's the thing. I think the best route we can go here, and I think this is this kind of direction would be best suited for the director we have. Just do an adaptation of Resident Evil 7. Yeah, just do Biohazard. Just fucking do Resident Evil Biohazard. There is no like, it's so perfect. It's a deep enclosed space. You have a family of killers, and you have a very relatable protagonist in Ethan Winters. So, yeah, I think that's the best route to go, because you have proven, Hollywood has proven time again, you can't do anything right with Leon or Jill or Chris or Ada or anyone else. So you might as well just cut this, just like in Resident Evil 7 itself, just wipe the slate clean. That's all you can really do at this point, is just wipe that slate clean and just be like, well, we may mention them and may bring them in future movies if this becomes a franchise, but, like, let's just start over with Ethan. And I'm not saying, oh, we can do, and don't get that twisted, like, oh, we can use Resident Evil 7 as the baseline, but we can also throw in elements of Village, too. We can mix the two movies together. No. Just do 7. Just do 7 as a movie. Just do Resident Evil Res 7 as a Resident Evil 7 as a movie. You don't have to overcomplicate it by throwing in, I know Lady Dimitrescu is a big fan favorite, but she doesn't need to be here. And yes, I know that game does tie into Resident, Village and Biohazard are connected, I'm aware. But, like, you don't, like, there is connective tissue, but we don't know that until 8. So it'd be stupid to just throw in, everything from Village in here. You know what I mean? And again, like, how hard was it to mess up Resident Evil in the first place? Like, the whole thing of, you just had to do the mansion. You just had to do the mansion, and you couldn't even do that. And then you did Welcome to Raccoon City, which I had some hopes for, but then I watched it and went, I would rather, I would rather watch, whatever the hell the original franchise was, because that was, at least there was, like, some attention to detail in some capacity of the games. Here, it was like, we're using name brand while also having not clearly over-budgeting ourselves, and also, on top of that, have no idea what we're doing with the source brand. It's like, Welcome to Raccoon City is insulting, but I think the biggest insult of them all is the Netflix show, is the Netflix Resident Evil. What the great good fuck was that? Like, Lance Reddick, I was like, cool, Wesker. But and honestly, I was all excited for Lance Reddick to be Wesker. I thought that was it was a pretty unique casting, and I thought it would be really cool. And there are some scenes in here where he's like, we get to see him as Wesker. But yeah, to quote Krusty the Clown, what the hell was that? Anyway, so Hollywood, I'm gonna be honest. I think if this bombs, which I have, my expectations are low, because modern cinema and can't seem to, respect the source material or the fans for any goddamn reason. If this fails, because you have the perfect I could think of only a few other directors I would have gotten instead for this, but the director of Barbarian, why am I forgetting his name? I'm sorry. But you have the director of one of the best modern horror movies of the past 3 years, and you're doing this. If this fails, don't even bother with bringing up Resident Evil again. And I know what you're thinking. Well, some of the animated films aren't that great. Yeah. Oh, I know. A lot of the Resident Evil films, animated films, aren't great either. But at least they're closer to of what we want over whatever the hell Hollywood keeps trying to do in live action. So, yeah. So like I said, if this fails, I don't want to see another Resident Evil create a live-action adaptation ever again, because it is basically proven at this point you have failed to every step of the way. You have no more excuses. So yeah, I know it's kind of an angry video, but I'm such a fan of the Resident Evil series, and to see it get shit on repeatedly, especially after the Netflix and Welcome to Raccoon City series, God, my faith in modern cinema is broken. Anyway, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this? Like it, hate it, and also, are you of that same mindset I am? But anyway, once again, comment below, let me know. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.